Hello listeners, I'm Nithya Debbadi, Assistant Vice President at ICRA Limited. And through this podcast, I'll be sharing our views on Tyre Industry. ICRA maintains its domestic tyre demand growth forecast for FY 2024 at 6 to 8% on the back of favourable demand from the OEM segment and expected revival in replacements. The OEM segment is expected to grow by 7 to 9% in FY 2024 on the back of favourable prospects for most of the product categories. Easing of supply-related headwinds, preference for personal mobility, and rising disposable income of consumers are likely to support PV demand. Commercial vehicle demand continues to be supported by infrastructure and construction activities, although some sluggishness was seen in Q1 with pre-buying ahead of BS6 Phase 2 emission norms transition. Demand recovery in the two-wheeler segment has been gradual, and the momentum in the next few quarters will depend on the monsoon performance. ICRA expects mid-single-digit growth in the replacement segment in FY 2024. Following 2 years of pent-up demand and an increase in prices, volume growth is likely to witness some stabilization. The demand was subdued to some extent in the last 2 to 3 months, although the same is likely to recover with improving urban and rural sentiments. The impact of an unfavorable monsoon distribution and El Nino occurrence on rural demand, however, will remain under focus. Tyre export volumes contracted by 7% in FY 2023 owing to reduced demand from key markets on the back of economic slowdown and inflationary pressures. ICRA expects the export demand to remain subdued for the next couple of quarters. Revenue growth for the industry is expected to moderate to 5 to 7% in FY 2024, led by a 6 to 8% growth in domestic tyre demand, likely decline in exports, and flat average realizations. After contracting sharply in FY 2022 and H1 FY 2023, Tyre Industry's margins witnessed a sharp recovery in H2, with softening of prices of natural rubber and crude oil derivatives since July 2022. ICRA expects the margins to expand by 200 to 300 basis points in FY 2024 with better product mix and range-bound input costs supporting the overall earnings profile of the industry players. Given the expectation of lower growth in domestic tyre demand and weak export demand, the pace of supply addition is expected to moderate in the near term. Nevertheless, over the medium term, the industry will continue to invest in capacity addition and R&D. While a portion of the capex would be funded by debt, the credit profile of tyre manufacturers will be supported by healthy earnings and cash reserves. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for our upcoming podcasts.